Stars Ryko, one of the finest Zhimsk-made motor carriages ever. An oldie but a goldie.
Who drives
Not
these?
many people outside of Grad, and Revachol West too, it appears.
Hey Kim, check this out.
A Stash Raiko KK2. That's a classic model. Never thought I'd see another one repainted after what happened last time.
So he knows about cars too. Hold on, maybe I can impress him. Do I know what happened last time?
No, only that the motor carriage is typically baby blue, the colors of Sigismund the Great, an ancient Zhimsk ruler. His banners were famously zephyr and white, the colors of the stars Ryko.
I'd rather Kim tell me.
An old case for my precinct. A couple of Jim's migrants saw a Stash Raiko stopped in the street, painted just like this, muddy brown. Murdered the driver on the spot.
Okay, so the guess was
They
right.
said it was an honor killing, Hussar style. The Jim's community protested the trial, flying the banners of some old king or whatever. 5,000 came to protest.
Correction, 4,395, the fourth largest public protest of a criminal trial in Revachol.
He barely has any idea what's going on, and he's still trying to correct Kim. What did they sentence the killers to?
4 years for murder in Reunion. The perps were remorseful. Their sorry knocked 8 years off the sentence. That's the system.
The prisons in the greater Revachol industrial harbor are already full. Prisoners are expensive to maintain. The longer the sentence, the larger the cost.
Interesting, since it tends to be in the US, they get a lot of corporations get money off of prisons if they like them. Is the mess community?
People we are paid to protect. Let's leave it at that.
Before we proceed, I've got an opinion on this paint job.
Yes, detective?
They should have left it
You
baby
sure
blue.
you're not James?
Yes, you're sure you're not. Or if you are, it's only in that Revacholian way. 4 to 5% maximum. A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine.
Look in the window.
The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
What kind of stickers and insignia?
The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels.
It seems sus.
A large metal pendant hangs from the rear view mirror. The pendant features a sun crown with wavy rays. It is the seal of Royalist era Revachol.
Interesting. What about the back
The
seat?
back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains. A book with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large muscular man. The title reads, Man from Eamdal in the Lost City of the Pygmies.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
You think this lorry belongs to our tough guy?
Yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
There he is, in front of Rita, smoking nervously, hoping it's over.
Okay. I was kind of hoping we'd be able to mess with it a little, but that's probably good that we can't.
Bastards! We have a right to work!
The man yells towards the harbor gates. His voice is loudest of the lot, and oddly screechy for a man of his size. What's going on here?
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
The broad-shouldered alpha male turns to you. He's a full head taller than everyone else here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
Why should
You're
I?
here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes.
Okay, then I'm thinking, no, honestly, like, I'm here to investigate a murder, so I'm probably not gonna mess with these guys unless I have a good reason to.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work! Right to work! Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
I don't think I've chosen
Might
any
be
sides
time.
yet.
Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the higher-ups, but you're essentially still workers.
Higher ups? But you're a scab.
I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand the right to work! Rights of people, rights of workers, to have gainful employment, to make a salary, and feed their families.
Which, I mean, ideally is what the union helps with.
His manner of speaking is wooden, the tone of voice bland and uninspired, almost as if compiling replies from a set of learned phrases.
Oh, he's probably being paid by the corporation to fight against the union. Regardless, I have some questions for you.
Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you! We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scott.
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying to meet their fat boss.
This is an official matter.
Right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
This really isn't my
We
area
are
of
not picking a
expertise.
side in this just yet, sir. Pity.
Let us work!
What
When a
is a
bunch
strike?
of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people.
You mean when people want to be like paid more and given rights? What do the strikers want?
Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
There's something odd at the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched, but different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting.
He's paid to be here.
His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence.
You wearing new clothes?
He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what.
Who are all these strikebreakers?
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests.
The man runs a hand through his steadily graying military haircut. Is he from the military?
We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
Probably because he yells the loudest.
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No.
Yeah.
They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do!
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
What exactly is he
We were
bullying him?
promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates.
And you are unable to breach the
Main
entrance.
gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is.
Wait, head measurer.
Huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone by. The access panel is right behind him.
How bad could one guy be? You seem capable. Yeah, you should definitely go up and try your luck.
Bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous position. And he's trained.
And you probably know because you're trained.
I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke. And my men are tired and hungry. They're workers, not fighters.
Why don't you just talk to them?
Like civilized folk, you mean? These native fucks don't understand civilized.
Native. Where are you
It would
from?
be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
No. They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge.
Perfect, lightly bearded, square wedge. He's definitely from corporate. Okay, I gotta ask, where exactly are you from?
What's it to you?
Curiosity going to figure out the strike mess, routine part of the investigation. I thought you looked real familiar for a second there. Let's say it's part of the
Am
investigation.
I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people.
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the guise of this fighter for jobs. He seems a more brutal, cunning, and suspicious person. Just a hunch. Or you just might be paranoid.
Already got that. I'm interested in your background.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
Bouncer, where? I frequent a lot of bars. Maybe it's one I know. Sweet, I know bars. Been thrown out of from several. Maybe that's why you seem familiar. I don't really drink, but work has taken me to some. Which one was it?
Worked at Territorial.
Yeah, I think I've been there. Not right now, but I might have been there. I don't really remember things about it. Never heard of it. Are you lying?
We're done here. I have a strike to break.
He's lying. He's totally lying. Okay. I have something. Greater Shaw Industrial Harbor. Just Kim have something. I want a plastic bag so I can collect bottles and stuff.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with?
She's cute. You sound
I
surprised.
don't see a lot of police around here, that's all.
I have some questions for you.
Of course. What can I help you with?
We need directions.
Where to?
Looking for a dead
Oh,
body.
That's right there, in the yard.
Even all the way over here, there's a drop of death in the spring air.
Where am
What do
I?
you mean? We're in Martinez, sir. This intersection is called Roundabout North, I think.
Roundabout.
No problem.
She's very well composed. Back straight.
Who are you exactly?
I am just a gardener.
I like her voice too.
She hides it well, but behind the sweat and dirt there is something else in her rigid posture.
Something more to you
Is
than that.
there?
The quickness of the reply certainly does not prove you wrong.
Maybe. Nod. Pleased to meet you, Jessica Gardner. I have another
I
question.
am pleased to meet you too, officer.
What is this of the police business?
Excuse me?
The street sign.
Oh, well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here.
It's alright. I didn't mean to startle
Okay.
you.
Of course. I won't hold you back.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the autopsy.
Can I borrow your gloves?
Sure. Keep them. I have another pair.
No. She hands you the rubber gloves with no visible annoyance. Okay. Woo, I got gloves. That goes great with my outfit. Oh, interfacing. That would have helped me steal the stuff from the guy if I wanted to. Definitely poking around before going to the body.
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel like a traveler.
The man mutters to himself, accenting the beats as he goes.
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
Keep listening.
From another planet. Hey there.
He looks much nicer than main character guy. What's going on here?
Jam, my man.
He motions towards the sprawl of lorries with a sweeping gesture.
The air from the east is thick with the smell of crude oils, heavy metals and other byproducts of the modern era. You can almost taste it.
What's the jam?
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Upon days.
Glances down south, down the road. Limbo, huh? So that's where I am. So how long have you been here?
Yeah, exactly.
It's official. He too agrees. This is the antechamber of the afterlife.
So how long have you been here?
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
Mazout is an antiquated term for heavy fuel oils. This man has a barely suppressed performative streak, or he just likes unusual words, or both.
I like him. Dig your style, man.
Imagine. It's been a whole week already.
He snickers in appreciation of the digging of his style.
So tell me, what do you need?
Tell me more about the
It's
strike.
like whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in or out.
Going on strike would probably help you dodge a bullet or two.
What's the union
Some pretty
demanding?
wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town too. Like a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up. Precise demands and so on.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
What do you think the company
They want to
wants?
keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching.
He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side, that's for sure.
That makes sense. Maybe I should go on
Maybe you
strike.
should. Cops don't get paid much and the hours are long. Plus, you can get shot. Why not?
The RCM is a self-managing organization that operates on donations. We promote our own leaders. It would be like striking against your own mother.
I don't know my mother, but I'd go on strike against her too for my rights.
Okay, but do continue. You were asking about the strike?
Anything else I should know?
Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do. Us
All of
lorry
you.
drivers. Camionneurs. You still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high. Or laid. Not that I blame them, really. Not my
Not you.
thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing.
He glances down the road toward the horizon, a glint of something in his eyes.
He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool exterior.
Know anything about the dead man? The one hanging behind the hostel
He
there.
ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time right here. Keep him busy.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff.
Busy with what?
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries and their sad, despondent chauffeurs.
And your conclusion?
A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees.
Fair. What are you hauling anyway?
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
Relax. He's merely joking.
Wicked. I've always wanted a friend in the underworld.
Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. Found runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods. You know, tracksuits and that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grodd and the Occident, though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately.
Could I get one of them?
We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy.
That's fair. It's nothing illegal
Not
then?
unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
That's your machine
This
behind you?
rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery?
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough to be some sort of found rust bucket. Maybe the A6.
That a flying A6 you got there?
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. Me and her spent a long time together.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Let's try it. It's a white check, so. What do you see in his eyes?
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
Man, you look sad. What's going on
I'm
with
okay,
you?
man. Just the jams got me down. The fumes, the chemical rainbows, the tarpaulin stretched on the frames and the dull engines off.
The man recedes into his daze of words.
Maybe the full-on direct approach wasn't correct. Damn, it's tricky business looking into someone's eyes and not doing it wrong.
I'm good for now.
Don't be
Good
a
talk.
stranger.
Gives salute with 2 fingers. Oh, is this a police car?
Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery, bearing the number 57. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. It hasn't had time to cool off yet. This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. The Caprice Kinema motor carriage. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. A scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils washes over you. A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place. The tools inside are neatly organized.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
I want all of them.
The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand, heavier than you'd think. Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. It's robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Police issue, blue, lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss. The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your hand. You can do good work with these. Cut chains, locks, and ropes, especially belts. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its net. The white suede feels luxurious under the touch, and the metal clutch handle so very familiar in your palm. Your fingers waste no time closing around the handle. Clutch disengaged. Release the handle. Clutch drops. Right foot yearns for the familiar touch of the accelerator pedal. You have synced with the machine's mechanical circulation. The smell of freshly treated leather, the lack of dirt and dust on the dashboard, and a neat little brush in the cup holder, all seem to be whispering, "I'm good, cherished and cared for, in the hands of a tending owner." You feel an uninterrupted connection to the mechanics.
Wait, does this mean I know how to pilot it?
After a while, you realize silence is your only answer. Do what you will with it.
Release the clutch and squeeze it again.
Of course it's only in your head. Of course it is. But it almost feels as if the clutch handle is gently squeezing back.
Where have you been? Oh,
At the bottom of the sea.
what?
So strange. The machine is not on the bottom of the sea at all. It's right in front of you. Well kept. Why did it say that?
Release the clutch
The
handle.
handle is pulled back. Somewhere deep inside the drivetrain, the disc is mated to the flywheel again. In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm. Next to the gauge is a red switch labeled heat.
There's no use pressing the heat button. It won't start without the ignition key.
He says and jingles his keys.
Translation: we're not going anywhere right now.
I don't want to call in and tell them that I lost my ID. Because I think that's what will happen if I do the radio. Some great tectonic forces crack the pavement like an eggshell.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
No.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
The other one is eating a big sandwich.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
Shouldn't I ask what game it is first?
No, you got this. There's the ball. You're the game.
Better observe them first. Grab the ball and show them how it's done. Moment of your time, fellows. %. Let's do it.
You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter, you'll make it work.
Feel the ball.
The cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern on it. Probably a sponsored ball. Yours would only be covered with bumps of learning and scars of victory. Already your muscles are adjusting to the weight, the nervous system calibrating, until you and the ball have merged into a single entity. The man ball is ready.
Take in the
A chilly
surroundings.
breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. All sounds, smells, even the wind, everything fades until the only thing left is the union of man and ball.
There's time for a last glance inward. Who am I?
An embodiment of pure motion, a fine-tuned locomotor running at maximum efficiency.
The inertia can be contained no more than a bullet leaving a gun. Let go. Be the bullet. Continue. No. You just threw the ball into the water.
Bordel de merde!
A whorehouse of shit? It wasn't whorehouse of shit. The shot was at least 23 meters, probably 24, and then some. Nothing to be embarrassed about.
But obviously that wasn't what you were supposed to be doing.
What the hell is your problem?
I'm sorry. Not a weak right triceps, that's for
I
sure.
don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin someone's game. It's so goddamn disrespectful.
I'm sorry.
Vandalized our game, son. We can't play pétanque with 5 Boule. No, you don't. Our pétanque game is ruined. We want our Boule back.
Take it easy, René. This is just a misunderstanding, isn't it, officer? No harm done.
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. You owe us a goddamn Boule.
I'll try to fix this.
Mistakes are forgiven, when men at least try to right their wrongs. I believe you will try. Now, why did you approach us?
Yes, why did you come here? It's unlikely they know anything about the murder.
Because I saw some people and I wanted to talk to them.
You never know. He might know something. This is a good vantage point.
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely. In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them?
You don't have a problem with
Cop is
cops?
a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics.
So again, you don't know
If I
anything.
knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I am an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me.
'Tis true, sire. He knows nothing.
Seem to be playing in a crater.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
You know
I
what created
do.
it?
Fire from heavy artillery.
Okay, it's a crater left by artillery fire, but why?
Why what?
Why was heavy
Because that's
artillery?
what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Wait, who are the Carmenards again?
Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. They just chose the name to feel special. Senseless sentimentality.
Did you use artillery fire against them?
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked.
He adds, squeezing a bull in his fist.
Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't so, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first.
What, the beachhead?
Yes. The military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in '08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta.
Death blow. Sounds grim.
This here is Blood Ground, where Coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
That's fun.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Hold on, the coalition.
Don't get me wrong, officer. I hate those foreign dogs, but the enemy of my enemy and all that. They're the lesser evil.
Is that why everything's so bombed out?
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
There's a strange gleam in his eyes.
The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Dark shadow runs across his face.
Well, it's your own damn fault.
The jolly man remarks.
We, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still all influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players of the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the...
He stops
What do
mid-sentence.
you think?
Stops mid-sentence and turns to you.
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
That's how it should be. Soft socialists paving the way for the hard working class to take over. Foreign powers cleaned up our mess and now they rule us. Shake your head in shame. The coalition seems quite capable, actually. Commies just don't understand how money works. Nothing. I don't think. I just do. Foreign powers cleaned up our mess and now they rule us. Shake your head in shame.
I'm sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frisel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case. Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio.
He sighs.
This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with.
How does Philippi the Third factor into this? Point towards the
It
monument.
doesn't. That was 100 years ago. Ain't got nothing to do with anything.
Who was this official?
Damn Frisel.
Christian.
He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution.
He slouches as he says that. It makes him smaller, admitting they left the king to the mob.
You mentioned glue.
A true king in both blood and mind led Revachol before Frisel. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
Some manner of self-deceit is present in his thinking. Sounds like this Guillaume abandoned him, and he doesn't want to admit it.
What exactly is a suzerain?
The suzerain is the king. Has everyone forgotten already? They forgotten already. It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
Threw the ball into the sea. Saw the Philippe Third near the roundabout.
Ah, yes. King Philip III on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule.
How should a true king rule?
Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood.
Seems to me a leader should take care of his people before himself. Powerful leaders not afraid to do what must be done. That's what this country needs. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Seems to me a leader should take care of his people before himself.
A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such madness to try to...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
There's some weariness in his voice now. He's heard this rant many times before.
The carabiner doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve.
What was that about the king?
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple nose candy the nobility loved so much. A cocaine connoisseur of sorts. His egocentricity is borderline legendary.
You can't even take the responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler?
He asks, obviously annoyed.
That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine, for clarity of vision, to aid in their work. Regnum cocainum, Revachol's finest years.
He seems to grow taller, brimming with pride about the past.
Of course. Clarity of vision. Awareness.
I like him.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor, and it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only the purest, of course, he was able to connect with higher realms.
He's just making excuses for the king's habits, isn't he?
Yep. Such responsibility requires a boost every now and then. I sometimes need one too. Seems like irresponsible behavior for a monarch. Drug users shouldn't even operate heavy machinery, much less rural countries. Thanks for clearing that up. I have some other questions now. I think I'm gonna be nice to Renee and kind of side with him a little bit more.
Please, officer, don't encourage him. Do spare us the cocaine fairy tales. The RCM isn't interested in them.
Yes, indeed. We're not here to investigate the drug trade of centuries past.
Right.
Okay, this is a white check, so I'm gonna try it.
All you observe is a veteran refusing to let go of the past and his old uniform. This is not uncommon.
This is the uniform of the Royal Carabineers in service of Frissel I, Guillaume le Lion, and the valiant King Philip V before him.
Don't you mean Frissel the Fan?
You do not speak his name, Craven, although he was a clown. But he was our clown, ours to ridicule and to mourn.
There's something you missed. You will get to it. Don't worry.
Okay, so I need to find a similar looking metal sphere. If I can get a bag, there's so much trash around here.